Hi there, I'm Penny at Salt and Wool Studio, and today I'm doing tutorial 15 on hooking that gray rocky rugged shoreline in the pattern Salty Sunrise. Okay, so to get started on my color selection. So I have some grays that came right from the mill and they're natural fleece colors. So these colors there's no name on them. They're just like a dark gray, medium gray, light gray. So the first one is this dark gray here. It's like a charcoal color. You can see that. The next one is a medium gray. This is a close color to smoke in the Briggs & Little Tuffy wool. I believe it is Tuffy. Smoke. And this one is called, let me just check and see. This one is called Silver Gray. And this is a Heritage 2-ply Briggs & Little. I have a light gray that's on the black gray scale. And then I have a brown gray that's called Oatmeal on the brown gray scale. So there's two grays. They're two light colors. One is more gray, one is more brown gray. I have some navy picked up. Little bit of brown. Little bit of natural color. And yeah, so I think that's good for now to get started. And so the way that we're hooking these rocks are going to be a very different way. We're going to treat each rock individually and hook each one differently, actually. And I'll show you what I mean now. Okay, so you can see I've started this first rock. So I've just picked one rock out, and across the bottom I went with my darkest color gray, and then I just hooked a vein up through right here. Then with that I put in this medium color gray, and I just filled in right here and right here, and I continued and I just hooked up to the top. Now we're at the top of the rock. I'm going to do this one with the Oatmeal Briggs & Little color. And I'm just going to fill in right here in this little patch with this color. And this will be our first rock then pretty much done. We'll just have one more thing to do with it. So the thing about when you're hooking your rock is directional hooking is going to be very important, because every rock is going to have a different type of grain pattern, and we're going to try and show that through our directional hooking. And so you can see then what I mean. Let's see, got a little tiny piece of gray here. So let me finish up this one. Now I'm going to use a little tiny bit of this dark gray color in here. This silver gray. It's a beautiful rock stone color. Okay. I've got lots of wool hanging around here now. Okay, and we're going to do one more little piece right here to finish filling this one in. Okay, so there's my first rock done. Now my next rock is going to be right here, and So this rock, I did the grains this way, like crossways. This rock, I'm going to put the grains all upward this way, like on an angle, like that. So I'm going to use a little tiny bit of black first, because I really want you to see this rock, and no two rocks are alike, so I always try and hook, especially two rocks that are side by side. I try to make them look different so they're very distinguishable when they're in a mound like this, because you don't want them to blend together either. So then I got some dark gray here. So my dark gray, I'm going to, let's start right here, and I'm going to just hook up, oops, some of the veins in this rock. And they're going to turn this way, like this. See that? And I'm going to do that again. Oops. There we go. Perfect. So I have two veins coming up through this rock. And let's go with a little bit of this silver gray again. And we're going to just stay to the side of this little vein. And carry it right over to the edge of the rock there. There we go. Like that. And I'm going to do it right here next to this piece of dark gray as well. Oh. Right there. There we go. Now I'm going to go back to my dark gray again, and I want a little bit more. I'm going to come up here now on this side of my rock. So I'm shadowing this rock too by doing this. So I'm just gonna do it a thicker line, come back down like so. There we go. I'm going to get some of that off. I'm going to use some light gray. And this time I'm going to put some light gray in here in the middle of this rock, right here. Because remember, every single one of these rocks are different. No two rocks will be alike in your rock patterns. So you want lots of variety, and you want lots of gray shades, like 5 or 6 gray shades if you got it, would be perfect. So I'm going to do that again. This really gives a lot of depth to these rocks as well. Like, they're all going to look different, but they're going to be beautiful when they're done. And you're going to say, oh. And I'll show you the difference now of what doing this technique versus just using 2 or 3 colors are in a rug once we get it all filled in and done. So my next one is right here. So I'm going to go right up with this one. Oops, hooked up there. I'm just chasing this rock around up here, like so. There we go. Now I think I'm going to put a little bit of that brown gray in there next, instead of the gray gray. Let's go this way with that. There we go. Beautiful. And then I'm going to just finish off the top of this rock with my brown gray. There we go. So that's 2 rocks. Now this rock here, I'm going to put my grains differently again. I'm going to go with some dark gray first. And I'm going to follow this line here. I'm going to start down here, because I want this rock to look different than that one. I want it to make it look different. So let's just double up this one here. And then I'm just going to go right on over across like this. All right, now I'm going to grab some dark gray. We're going to go in with that. And let's see how we can, oh, dropped it. Okay, so we're going to, this time I'm going to have a line come down from this side. Let's do this. And instead of going up from the bottom this time, we're going to do it like a triangular, like this. There we go. And let's do another run like that. I like that. That's something different. And whoops. Let's do another one going this way. There we go. So this rock will be a little different. Just got to pick up some of my woolies here. I'm going a big mess. There we go. Now this one is a mix of brown and gray. Well, let's get something else out. Actually, okay, let's use this one first. That's the brown gray. And I'm going to do this big patch right here first. So now I'm going to directionally hook with that gray. When I got close to that gray, you see that? I just directionally hooked with it. So you want your wool to go with the grains when you're hooking a grain that way. So now I'm going to hook my grains this way. So I'm going to send my wool that way. Like this. So the same thing again, and I'm just following the run of that dark gray there. And I'm just going right up alongside of that and bringing up my light gray color. There we go. Beautiful. So that's lovely. I like that. So let's go back and nope, let's use this natural this time. I'm just putting a little poke of this natural in here. This rock is a little different, and so it should be. There we go. Like so. Now the next rock. So I'm going to grab the black again, and I'm just going to do a little outline for the next one. Let's do this. So this time I'm going to go up and chase this one line right here. Beautiful. And this rock I want going this way. So let's pretend. There we go. Like so. Then the last one going across the top, we'll probably get into another color, but I'm going to use this silver gray again now to fill that one in. So this rock, I'm going to hook back this way again. Whoops. And again, I'm just directionally hooking up alongside of that black, because the grain of this rock is all going to be that way. So now I'm just going to fill in this area here. Because we are away from that black now, so there we go, lovely. Okay, perfect. Now we have one rock right here to do, and I'm going to use the black on that too, I think. Yep. I don't want all of my grays to be washy together, so using this black will help break up some of these lines here. And let's go with this dark navy. I'm going to get that out now. So we're going to use a little bit of this underneath our rock here. So let's start right here. I'm just going to line this up here with some navy. There we go. Same thing down here. Now I'm going to do more right here, because this is a heavier shadow. So let's treat it as such. There we go. Beautiful. All right, I'm just going to fill in this little rock here, and I'm going to directionally hook this in like a little rainbow on the rock. So I'm going to go up this side like that there, and down this side. like that. And we're going to do it again. Oops. There we go, and that one's all filled in. Lovely. Beautiful. Now, the last rock that we're going to do is right there and right here on the tip. So this one up here first. So we have a light color here and we have black here. So we can go back in with this silver gray and do the base of our rock with this silver gray color. So you got to remember, every rock you're going to hook, you want to hook them all differently. A little bit of hay or something in the wool there stuck. So you want to hook them all differently. You don't want them all looking the same and kind of blah. So we're going to put a little tiny bit of this just to make the distinguish right here where the rock meets this light color. Oops. Okay, the top of this rock, I want to use some highlighting color. So I'm going to use this natural color, and I'm going to put a little bit of that on the top there, I think. And I'm going to start down here. And we're going to follow the rock line here. Like this. There we go. Now the next thing I want to do is I want to create some depth into the top of this rock. So I'm picking up a little white, and I don't know for sure if this is going to work, but we're going to try it, and if I don't like it, then I can always take it out after. But nothing ventured, nothing gained. So let's go with the white and try it. So now I'm just marrying up across the top of that natural color right to there like that. See that? I just put that in like so. Excuse me. The next color I'm going to use is this medium gray. And that should really make that white pop up against it. Actually, let's just cut that down here. Let's turn that downward this way. I'm going to go back. I really like that white. I'm going to do a patch of white there. So I'm going to just fill in this area on the rock, like pretending that it's just a flat light surface there. There we go. Now back to my medium gray. There we go. So I have a little bit of a highlighting spot on the rock, and I'm going to do the same down here actually. So we're going to get a little bit of that oatmeal out again, that like natural color out, and the Briggs and Little oatmeal, and a little tiny bit of white. So let's see what we can do here. So this rock here, actually, yeah, okay, let's start out here first. Okay, let's go in with our light colored creamy natural. we're just following that rock line up across here now. Here we go. And now we're going to poke in a little bit of white again, and we're just going to poke this into like a little patch here. Okay, now I'm going to use some, let's see. No, I don't want dark gray. I think I want a little of this here and a medium. Actually, I'm going to go back with my silver gray. Actually, I'm going to go back and use the silver gray now to finish this rock. Let's see what we get here. We're going to go across here like so. And fill in right here. Oops. There we go. Now this last little rock here, so we want this one nice and dark. So I'm going to go back with some dark gray, the charcoaly dark gray. So let's use that first, because this one is fairly light shades. And let's pretend this rock is like it's almost under water, and it's constantly wet. So wet rock is a dark colored rock. So just give me a second now to clean up all of this mess I have here, and I'm gonna explain some things to you. There we go. So now this tutorial, unlike all the others, I could explain exactly how to hook a process. But when you're hooking rocks in this style, each rock is different. The way you hook it is different. You have to have a dark color, an underlining color. You have to have some veins, something that shows the rock is different. You have to have some highlighting color, whether it's the really light gray or the white or the cream or whatever. And you also have to have a shadow. So underneath my rocks, I have hooked that really deep navy color. So, but overall, I'm really happy with how my rocks looks. And so let me just show you. And then I'm going to show you how I hooked some other rocks in my rock. All right, so there we go. Here are my rocks off this side. As you can see, I have that little bit of the white for the highlighting, and it gives it a lot of depth when you have all these dark creases and lines and folds. And I have this dark navy underneath, like that. Now let me show you the other rocks. So these rocks here, I've hooked these with 3 shades of gray, and I even put a little tiny bit of textured color in there, if you can see it, right? And down here. So that's one way of hooking the rocks. This still looks very flat. Doesn't give you a lot of depth. Moving over here. Now look at these rocks. Like big difference, isn't it? Like very big difference. And so it's really important that when you're hooking a rock, you hook each one individually, so it makes it look like it's its own little rock. And that's our tutorial for today. Thanks so much for tuning in and watching me again. I truly appreciate it, and for the new rug hookers that are out there as well. Please tell your row cooking friends about me and help me grow my page. I truly appreciate all the comments and likes and messages, how much people appreciate what I've been doing. And yeah, so that's it. And I hope you have a wonderful next couple of days. And I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye for now.